pretties, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Tania and I film all kinds of pink girly beauty, fashion, and lifestyle videos on this channel. If that's something you're into, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and push bell notifications so you don't miss any of my videos. For today, I have our annual fall makeup tutorial featuring the Too Faced palette of the year. So I did get my hands on the Pumpkin Spice Second Slice palette, and you guys know this video would have already been up. However, I could not find this at any of my stores, so I was going to order it, then I ended up going out of town and finding it out of town, so we have it here. I'm going to be very brutally honest right now. I was not that excited about this year's palette. I mean, I love the packaging. The packaging is always gorgeous, but don't get me wrong. I've always loved the fall palettes that Too Faced has came out with the previous years. Even last year when I thought that the palette might be a repeat, it actually turned out to be quite the palette of the season. I absolutely loved it and used it to death. And this year I was a little upset because they gave us cardboard. They give us cardboard when all the previous years we've had this gorgeous tin packaging that is durable, it's pretty, and it feels expensive. And this just, to be honest, I mean, it doesn't necessarily feel cheap. The cardboard is thick, but it also does not feel as nice as the tin packaging. So I just figured I would point that out, especially considering the price point. We're getting cardboard. It's a little annoying. I also really wish that they put the cute little pink bow on the packaging as well, not just on the box, but that's just my personal preference because I love pink, and if it had pink on it, I would like it more, but that's okay because we could just keep the box to display it. Now, another thing that I was not excited about is the fact that this color story looks like a major repeat of, let me show you, original Pumpkin Spice palette. It just looks really similar, like almost identical except for a couple of shades. So we are going to do what I did last year, and we're going to take not only the Pumpkin Spice palette, the Cinnamon Swirl palette, but also the gingerbread, I think extra spicy is the one I have, the extra spicy palette, this cutie right here, and we are going to do the exact same thing that I did last year for the video. You guys watched that video, everybody loved that video, and I'm so happy because I get to do it again this year. And I'm going to swatch, literally I'm going to take every shade in this palette and try to find the colors in the previous 3 palettes that I have in my collection, just so that you guys can see and find out if this is actually unique or if you can skip out on it, because at first glance I feel like you could totally just skip out on it. I do this video every single year, so of course I didn't skip out on it so that I could do this video, but I'm excited to see if it's really necessary to have this in my collection. So let's go ahead and get started with a little eyeshadow slash makeup tutorial. I always do a full face for these videos, so that's why I'm completely barefaced, and then we will swatch everything at the end. So it gives me the perfect opportunity to use some of my Kiss blushes. I recently got added to the Kiss PR, so thank you so much to Kiss for believing in me and for sending me your goodies. I got so many cute press-on nails and lashes and stuff that I will have to show you guys in another video, but we will be using some Kiss lashes for today's video. If you guys don't know, I use pretty much everything Kiss. Their lashes, their press-ons, their eyelash glue, just like everything. I love their products, so I was super happy that they considered me for their PR and that I get to actually continue to promote a brand that I already love and adore. I have my coffee ready. Yes, I am using one of my merch mugs. If you guys don't know, my merch is launching on October the 15th. I don't know when this video is going up, but it might already be up. It might not. We'll see, because I think the merch video is going up first and then this video on Sunday. So if you are watching, just know that my merch is available to purchase and the link will be down below, and this cute mug is included. There are also other designs of mugs and you guys will absolutely love them. They're so girly and cute, and yes. Also, I get a lot of questions about the hair colors. I did create the mug in brunette, blonde, and black hair, so there is a black hair one. I just have not received the samples with the black hair yet. Manny did a great job on my coffee today. This coffee's really, really good. Yeah, he knows my love language is coffee, so he makes me a cup of coffee. Thank you, babe.
Welcome.
He's behind me, by the way. I'm gonna go ahead and start off by getting my hair out of my face. Pretty little clips, I always get them on Amazon, or I get them at the at-home store, or not the at-home store, Home Goods. At Home Goods or TJ Maxx or Marshalls. But yeah, I will link these in case you don't have those stores or you don't want to bother looking for them at those stores. I will link the Amazon ones below. I want to crease my hair. That's what these clips are good for. If you already did your hair, it won't crease your hair. Okay, so I always start off by kind of combing my brows out of the way. I like to use this Benefit 24-hour brow setter. I'm gonna go in and prep my skin. I do like to use, I already used my moisturizer. I use Charlotte Tilbury, the Magic Cream. Go ahead and use my primer. This is the Broad Spectrum SPF 50 Invisible Flawless Primer by Charlotte Tilbury. So I'm just going to pop that on. About my sunscreen, you guys know sunscreen is very important for not just anti-aging, but also your skin health. Try to remember. And I always bring it to my neck, whatever's left on my chest as well, and the front of my hands. If you guys don't know, your neck and your hands are the first places to age, so just, you know, make sure you got those covered. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyes. I'm going to use a MAC paint pot. This is in soft ochre. Nice and prepped, and I'm gonna go ahead and start with the eyeshadow first because, you know, this is what you're here for. So I pulled out some of my bling brushes because I'm just realizing just now that all of my Selma's Glam blending brushes are very dirty because I use them a lot. So we're going to be using these, and then also this AOA Studio. These are like $1 on Shop Nisei. So I will link all of the tools below. But yeah, we have bling brushes and some. And then I have this little Luxie brush. I don't know if we'll end up using it, but yeah. I normally would have gone for this bright pink, but I have class today and I don't want to have bright pink eyeshadow. So I think I'm going to go in with Sip Sip Hooray first, and then I'm going to deepen it up with Scary Spiced right here. Sip Sip Hooray is a really pretty, like, everyday transition color. I feel like I could have just used this and that's it for like a simple look. And I mean, the quality is there. It's blending. It doesn't look patchy or anything. The color is there. It's pigmented. I will admit there's quite a bit of fallout in the pan, but I think that's most of their palettes every year. They kind of have a little bit of that kick up. I feel like it blended really easy, which I like because I'm a girl on the go lately, so palettes that blend fast are my favorite, so I do like that. Okay, let me show you guys what I mean by the fallout in the pan. Can you guys see that? It's like it like went onto the other shade, but I'm just gonna blow it. I think it's pretty. I do like the color a lot. Take Scary Spice like I told you guys. I'm going to take a bit of a smaller brush. This is a Bling E3 brush, and I'm just going to focus this on the outer V and just like kind of deepening up this look. We want this to be very like fall, but wearable and soft, because I feel like that's kind of what I've been doing lately. Like, I like something that's kind of wearable and soft on the eye, like as the eyeshadow, because I do love eyeliner lately. Like, I've just been obsessed with eyeliners. Good time to show you guys what I've been doing with my makeup lately, because I've been getting a lot of questions that you know how I do my makeup, because my eyes look more open and like bigger. And the key is to like focus everything on top and like don't put anything on bottom so that it doesn't like weigh your eye down. Thinking about taking Spice-tacular just to give it like a bit of a fall hint, because it's kind of like burgundy, like a burgundy brown. We're talking about this one right here. So yeah, I'm going to take the same bling brush and I'm just going to just kind of pat it. Oh yeah, I do like that. That's beautiful. So I am going to kind of bring it onto the lash line. You guys know this is one of my favorite things to do to my eyeshadow. If you are not new here, then you already probably saw this coming. Really like how these shadows work together. They were not very difficult to blend out at all. They were very easy, very blendable, just easy to work with. I feel like this is very user-friendly. It's pretty too. How the colors look together, it's just a pretty transition. Take a clean brush, and I'm just gonna use that to kind of, you know, blend and make sure we kind of take off some excess. Okay, so I do want to Whip It Good because I've been staring at it since I opened the palette, and it is this gorgeous champagne color, and I just want to pop that all over the eyelid. The brush, this is a Bling Brush E4. I have bad allergies and I could just feel it creeping up. I'm over here just like, please stop, no. That leaves something to be desired. Like, I feel like I thought it was gonna be a lot more like glittery because it has like bits of glitter, but it is wearable, and I feel like nowadays this is kind of what's trending, like the super wearable, very light makeup. So I see what they did there, but I don't know. I guess I thought we were gonna have a bit more sparkle. I mean, I don't not like it. I just, you know, I guess I wish it had a little more of the sparkle that you can see in the pan. Like it looks glittery, but then on the eye it looks kind of dull. I'm gonna try to put it on with my fingers and see if that did a little something, not much. I'm actually, just because I really want some sparkle, I'm gonna take Pick of the Patch, which is this color here, and I'm just gonna try to like dab some of this on top because this one definitely looks shinier. Yeah, it is. It has like a metallic, like glittery. Oh yeah, if you want glitter, yeah, that's the shade of that for you. That one is glittery. Very, very pretty. I feel like I could get away with a no eyeliner. I mean, I could just do no eyeliner, but I've just been obsessed with eyeliner, so we're gonna do eyeliner. Okay. So I'm just taking this NYX Epic Ink eyeliner, and I'm just gonna line. And I do this thing where I do a nice wing, and then I like to do the eyeliner pretty thin along the eye. Okay, I honestly forgot how much I like this eyeliner. It's been a minute since I used it. Bringing it into the inner corners for a little cat eye effect. Just a little hack, if you can't get your eyeliner sharp enough, just use your nail and it'll give you like that nice edge. You know, the one that cuts a bitch. I'm not gonna lie, I feel a little underwhelmed with the look, just a little bit. Like, I think it's pretty, but I feel like last year's was way better. I'm gonna just try to take that Spice-tacular shade and just kind of try to really, you know, define the crease like this, just to give this a little more, well, spice, I guess. I don't know what other word to use, but yeah, just to give this a little bit more of an interesting look. Shades are also buildable. I mean, for $55 for a palette that comes in a cardboard box, I would hope that the shadows are amazing, you know? And I'm also really appreciating that I'm not getting much fallout, although there's quite a bit of kick up on the pan. So as you guys know, I feel like kick up doesn't define whether a shadow is like a good shadow or not once applied. I feel like, you know, formulations are just, you know, they're just a whole other thing, and sometimes a shadow can kick up a lot but be incredible. It's time for some lashes. So I have this huge PR package from Kiss. I am so excited. Couture Matte Black Foam Ink. These remind me of my Melly style from my eyelash line. Do you guys remember? This looks just like it. Just like it. So yeah, this is, so if you like those, I mean, pick these up. I'll show you guys the packaging if you want to like screenshot this. It does have like some style name or something here in the corner. Did not realize what time it was, and I have class, so I'm gonna go ahead while the eyelashes get tacky. I'm gonna go ahead and do my foundation face. I'm just gonna use the Toofaced Born This Way matte. This is one of my favorite matte foundations. I do have to mix it with a little bit of like something like moisturizer, so I usually will just take a little bit of my Charlotte Tilbury and like just mix it with it. So when I'm in a hurry, this is a little hack that I do. I will, while the lash gets tacky, I will go in and do my face makeup. I went ahead and did my eyebrows off camera because it's kind of boring to watch. I just used the Precisely My Brow Pencil by Benefit. I do my entire brow routine is Benefit, so if you guys care to know what I use, it'll just be linked below. I'm taking my Pat McGrath concealer. If you notice me like rushing now, I am rushing, girl, so just bear with me, okay? So I'm just gonna this is what I do for my concealer that really lifts up my eyes. So if you're seeing, yes, very simple. I feel like you guys might have already like seen this, but that's literally all I'm doing different with my makeup. Is like I don't put anything underneath my eyes anymore, like makeup wise, and I also do this concealer. So I kind of let it sit so it gets a little bit thicker. Because obviously we want it to cover more, so I'm gonna take my Patrick Ta Cream bronzer. This is what I've been using recently. It's like a cream and a powder. Taking an SL Miss Glam. This is a medium contour brush, and I just use this to contour. And yes, it's dirty because I use it all the time. I really need to wash brushes, but yeah, this is my favorite contour brush. I'm now just grabbing everything that I actually use on a daily so you guys can see how I actually do my face. Like I don't want to use different brushes and stuff so that you guys have like a true, you know, a true look. So this is another thing that I do is I contour right here only. I don't go in and do my whole forehead. I just do right there. It connects to the eyeshadow and it kind of gives it like a lifted effect. And then of course we contour the chin, or the neck, not the chin, whatever, you know, the second chin. Take the brush that I used for my foundation and I'm going to use that to blend the concealer. Sometimes I use a beauty blender for this. But sometimes I use a brush. Like honestly, it just depends what's available to me at the moment. And then I do a little cream blush. The blush depends on like what I'm feeling for the day. Right now I'm just gonna use Rare Beauty in Bliss. This is one of my favorites. It's a lot of people's favorite, but this just looks really good with these like warm eyeshadow tones. And then I just take whatever is left over and I put it on my nose. We're going to go ahead and set the face. So I am going to take my Huda Beauty powder. This is my favorite one still. Like I try to use other ones and I do really like Laura Mercier's, their talc free one. But when I want like extra brightness under that, I still always go back to this. And I use a powder puff to just put it on. This is in the shade Cupcake. And I do my bronzer. So I just take that same Patrick Ta, where did it go? Just use the powder side. And that's what I use to set my bronzer. And I love this bronzer because it looks so good and you could do it in a hurry and it'll always look good because it takes like zero effort to blend. Sometimes I will do like a little bit of like blush on top. Like I've been using this Winky Looks one. I hate using it because it's like so beautiful. I don't want to ruin it, but I will take a little bit of that and just, you know, go over the blush a little bit. Lips, you guys know what I do for my lips. I just MAC Cork lip liner always. I was using the KKW number 2, but it's discontinued now, so I'm back to using MAC Cork. When I find another one, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, I'm gonna use that one, and then I'm gonna use last year's. This is my favorite fall lip color. When I find a dupe for this, I will let you guys know. But this is Cinnamon Bun from last year, and hopefully I can find like some they're selling on eBay or something if you want to get your hands on it. but this is Mom. This smells amazing, so it's not expired. Thank God. I was a little scared putting it on because I haven't used it since last year. I was like, it smells good. I think we're good to go. Using the Patrick Ta Dewy Milk Mist or something like that. Yeah. And I like to cover my eyes. Lately, I don't use highlighter. This is it. This is the look, you guys, for this year's fall makeup tutorial. And of course, now we're going to get to the fun part, and we're going to swatch all of the pumpkin spice palettes and compare them and see if it's really worth your coin to get this pumpkin spice second slice palette. So y'all can see I have all the palettes laid out right here. So here we have the first shade, which is Whip It Good here on the end, and I thought this was very underwhelming on the eyes. It's very soft. It's meant to be really natural. Next, I took some colors from the Gingerbread Extra Spicy palette. This one here is Lick the Spoon, and this one is Cookie Cutter. I thought these might be dupes, but they're actually way too pink. Like, the tones are a little bit too pinky. This one matches it a bit more, I feel like, but it's still a little pinkier. And then we have this one, which I think matches it almost the best, but not really. But this one's from the Cinnamon Swirl palette from last year. This one is called Frost Those Buns. I think Frost Those Buns is a way more superior color than Whip It Good, to be honest. If we based it off of just that color, I would say Cinnamon Swirl palette is better for sure. But of course, we have so many other colors to look at, so we're not going to base it off that color, obviously. But yeah, just the quality of the shade. This one versus this one, I think Cinnamon Buns is better. Next, we have the color Sip Sip Hooray right here at the very end, and I didn't really find a dupe for this one. We have this one from the Extra Spicy palette. This one is called Plenty of Dough, which is way too corally pink. We have this one from the Cinnamon Bun palette called Muffin Top. I thought this would have been a dupe because it looks like it on the pan, but it's not once applied. It's way too light. And then we have this one from the Cinnamon Swirl palette called See Me Rollin', and this one's way too dark and warm. This one's a very cool brown, which is really pretty. It's like almost not cool enough to be like a taupe, but you know, it's cooler than like this one, for example. But yeah, this one's a pretty unique shade. I really do like it, and there was none from the original Pumpkin Spice palette that matched that, so I don't know. I feel like the original Pumpkin Spice palette is just very unique though. Like, they did an amazing job on this one. I love this palette. Here is the next shade. We have Crust Issues, which is this right here. Really cute name. This one I thought was going to be really similar. This is from the original Pumpkin Spice palette, and it's called Pumpkin Spice. But I found this one, which I think is almost exact, and this one is called Butterscotch from the Gingerbread Extra Spicy palette. So I don't have the original Gingerbread palette. I wish I did, but yeah, I don't have that one to compare to. But yeah, this one is from the Extra Spicy palette. I feel like this color, I feel like either of these would, you know, they might look similar on the eye. I feel like they're not too different enough to like say it's a unique shade. I just feel like this really orangey brown warm tone is pretty easy to make, and it was placed in two of their other palettes, so yeah, this one I don't think is very unique. Next, we have the color Cutie Pie right here from our new Pumpkin Spice palette. I thought this one might be a dupe. It's really close. This is from the Gingerbread Extra Spicy palette. It's called Half Baked. It's not quite the same. I feel like this one's just a tad warmer. Then I thought this one might be, but the texture's totally different. This one is Candy Queen from that same palette. And then this one from the Cinnamon Bun palette, and this is called Sticky Buns. And I just think it's honestly, it's different. It's different enough, I guess. But I feel like on the eye, it will look similar, I feel like. I'm not sure, but you guys know, like, these metallics can look quite close together on the eye. You can tell this one's a little bit pinkier, but that's about it. Next, we have this one, which is called Pick of the Patch right here. I thought this might be close. This is from the original Pumpkin Spice palette. This is called Fall Vibes, but not at all. It's like way more green. And then this one is a little closer. This one is called Falling For You from the original Pumpkin Spice palette. But it's still a lot more like deeper green. This one's definitely more of a gray toned green. So yeah, I believe this color is pretty unique in the palette. I think this is a really, really beautiful color. This one, I did not find any that were similar just because this is black and there is absolutely no black in any of the other fall palettes that I have sitting in front of me. This is a black with a gold glitter throughout. I feel like this is a black glittery color that they've had in quite a bit of their holiday palette, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like if you own any of the holiday palettes, you probably have a black shadow with gold glitters like this from Too Faced. So I'm not sure if this is unique to the palette. It's definitely not unique to the brand because I know they've made colors like this before, but it is unique to the fall palette series. Like, I have not seen this color in the fall palettes yet. So yeah, there's another unique shade for the palette. So out of the entire top row, we had 3 shades that were very unique out of 6. So that's half of the top row was unique. The other half I feel like you could, you have in the other fall palettes. Have Squash It, which is right here. And guys, did we not just swatch Cutie Pie? And it looks just like it. So I went ahead and swatched it next to it. So this is Squash It, this is Cutie Pie in the same palette. I feel like, to be honest, it's kind of a repeat color. Like, don't get me wrong, I feel like Cutie Pie, it's a little bit more toned down than Squash It. Squash It is very metallic, very buttery, but I feel like we could have done without Cutie Pie and just kept Squash It. I don't know if that's just me, but yeah. I feel like they just said put more, like, I don't know, whatever ingredient they put to make the color more metallic and like buttery and like glide more. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. And then they made Squash It out of Cutie Pie. I don't know. So I went ahead and swatched Sticky Buns, which is the one that looks a lot like it from the Cinnamon Bun palette. And then we have Half Baked from the Gingerbread Extra Spicy palette. But realistically, I don't get it. I don't agree with it. I don't know, Maybe you guys see the purpose of having 2 of the exact same shade but in slightly different textures, but I don't get it. Okay, next we have Everything Nice right here. I did not actually find a color like it in the other fall palettes, so props to that one because that one is a unique shade in the palette. This one right here is Muffin Top from the Cinnamon Bun palette. This one right here is Plenty of Dough from the Gingerbread Extra Spicy palette, and I did not see a similar one in the last Pumpkin Spice palette. Next we have Serving Looks in our new Pumpkin Spice palette. The color that I thought looked the most like it is definitely this one from the Gingerbread Extra Spicy palette. This is called Cinnamon in that palette. This one though is from the original Pumpkin Spice palette. This is called Spice Spice Baby, which is really close as well. And then we have this, which I thought was, just a little bit too deep. This is from the Cinnamon Bun palette. This is called Cinnamon Swirl. And then this one right here is called See Me Rollin' from that same palette, which also is similar. I don't know, I feel like quite a few of these might look the same on the eye, but these two for sure are like almost exact. Okay, this is the next color. This is called One More Bite. You don't see any other swatches because there's literally not another color like this in any of the palettes. So this is, ding ding ding, another unique shadow. It's called Sinful right here, and it's spelled like C-I-N-N, like cinnamon, but sinful. Yeah, really cute. But anyway, we have this. I did not find any other color like this in here, so I'm pleasantly surprised. I thought this one might look like it, but I was way off. This is I'm Toasted from the Cinnamon Swirl palette. Okay, next we have Spice-tacular right here. Literally almost the exact same as Warm and Cozy from the older Pumpkin Spice palette. Then we have Cookie Call from the Gingerbread Extra Spicy. And then we have Batter Up from the Cinnamon Swirl palette. If you guys are curious about those deeper browns, these are extremely, extremely close. Both very similar. I feel like you'll get the same outcome on the eyes with them. Even though this one looks slightly deeper, I just think you could get very similar outcomes. Okay, next we have the color Toasted, and as you can see there was not really a dupe. These are the ones I thought would be close, which is A La Mode from the original Pumpkin Spice palette, and this one is Plenty of Dough from the gingerbread extra spicy palette, but they were not the same. So we have another unique color. We're already to the bottom row. Okay, next we have a color that it feels like they redundantly done over and over again, but it's always slightly different. So this is called Second Helping, and it's right here. We have ginger spice from the original pumpkin spice palette, and then we have extra spicy from the gingerbread extra spicy palette. And I'm telling you guys, these two look more similar than this one. This one looks more of a bright corally type of color, but still deep to be like a spicy color. These two look similar from the extra spicy and the pumpkin spice, the original pumpkin spice. So I do think this one's a unique shade actually, even though it literally looks on the pan like the other two. It does swatch different, so yes, I'm gonna give this one credit for being unique because it does look pretty different. I feel like this will come out different on the eyes too. This next color is called Scary Spice, and I'm telling you guys, no other colors like it in any of the other palettes. This one right here, which I thought might be similar, sorry, I can't talk you guys, is Cocoa Drizzle from the original Pumpkin Spice palette, but it was way, way different. So yeah, this one is another unique shade. Very pleasantly surprised with that. Okay, this one I was for sure was going to be a dupe, and it's not. So this is called Fall Feels, and I know Too Faced has done so many purples in these fall palettes, but none of them seem to look like this one. So this is the one I thought might be the most similar right here, but this one is Stay Current from the Cinnamon Swirl palette, but it's actually very different. It's more of a deeper purple with glitter. Meanwhile, this one is just metallic. There's no glitter in it whatsoever. This is a really light color that obviously looks nothing like it. This is called Want a Piece of Me from the original Pumpkin Spice palette. And then we have PSL and Chill from that palette as well, and it's just way more of a brighter purple. So as you can see, none of the purples really look quite like this new one. Don't get me wrong, I love a good pink, but this is definitely a pink we could have done without. It looks exactly like this one from the original Pumpkin Spice palette called You Spicy, not Your Spicy, You Spicy. I don't know, I just think it looks too similar. And then we have this one that also looks close. This is called Hot Mama from the Gingerbread Extra Spicy palette, but this one's a lot more of a watermelon color. I feel like these two are almost the exact. I don't really think that we needed this pink in this one, but it's there. It's cute. Whatever. I have the very last color. This is called Eyes on the Pies right here. It looks literally so much like this one, and on the eyes I feel like they'll look exactly the same. And this is the cinnamon shade from the Extra Spicy palette. This one is Cinnamon Swirl from the Cinnamon Buns palette, and then this one is See Me Rolling from the Cinnamon Bun palette, which don't look similar at all. But these two look identical. So I don't know. I feel like we do have a lot more pinkiness with the new palette, the shade in the new palette. I feel like it's not exact. I just feel like on the eyes it will look the same though, even if it's not like exact. This one does have a pinkier hue. This one's a little bit more, I don't know, because it's still really pinky. I don't know. I feel like they'll look the same, to be honest. Yeah, we're sticking with that. So yeah, this one's not really a unique color. Alright guys, so that is all of the colors swatched and compared in the new Pumpkin Spice Second Slice palette. And I do feel like pretty much 50% of this palette are repeat shades or like really similar shades to the older palettes, and about 50% of it is totally unique. So whether that's worth your money or not, that's going to be up to you guys. I want to know your opinions down below. Do you plan on picking this up? Do you think it's worth the money, especially with this new, you know, cardboard packaging that they made? Do you like this better? Do you hate it? Let me know down below what you think. I personally prefer the tin packaging, but I don't mind the cardboard. It's cute. It is thick cardboard, but I just think, you know, for the price point, I just wish we were still getting the tin packaging because I feel like it had more detail and it was nicer. The packaging will last longer when it's the tin packaging because it's easier to clean. As to this cardboard, if you get water on it, I don't know, damage it in any way, it's done with. That's just how I feel about it, but let me know your opinion down below, you guys. I would love to hear you out and hear what you think about this palette.